which is why I didn't even need to do what I did. This is why we do things. We think about things before we do them. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. Hello and welcome back to my channel. We have no time for pleasantries. We have big things to figure out. If you've read the title, you would know we are now on part 3 of fixing up these freaking bikini bottoms. I think the first part I made them initially, I was okay with them. Like, I felt like there was too much fabric on my hip section and I wanted the like tie in the front to like have a bit more gap between whatever. Second time around, I fixed that situation. I also felt like the first time around there was maybe a tad bit too much coverage on the bootay, and so I took some of that coverage off. And then I was able to actually wear this in the pool. I've worn this in the pool. I've worn this in Hawaii. You can see the photos right here. So I now have a pretty good feel for what I like and don't like about this bikini. Likes the top, okay? This top is everything that I've always wanted to be. I knew it was going to be so that way because this was a rendition of a bikini top I made back in 2021. Boom. The bottoms. I did make a matching pair of bottoms for that 2021 bikini top, but I didn't, I mean, it's honestly kind of similar to these. And I should have just followed that pattern that I had like written out. But when I was looking at it, I was like, regardless, here we are. Essentially what my plan is to do is I'm still pretty good about the front. Any changes that I might want to make to the front, I would do on the second sample. It's really the back that I want to undo. And like I said, this bikini top is chilling. Essentially, if you look at this back part, it does have a nice shape. Like when it's actually on your butt for the first 5 minutes, it does actually look good. The issue is the best bikinis are able to kind of go up into your butt a little bit, like your butt kind of like eats it ever so slightly just so that it's able to like stay there. If your butt doesn't eat it ever so slightly, then you're gonna have kind of like that like diapery effect, which I don't love. Now, I will say, in me doing my like look arounds while I've been at the pool and at the beach, I have noticed that like a saggy bikini bottom is just kind of like a fact of nature. Even the thinnest and most typical water fabrics are going to sag a little bit, but I really just want to set this up for the most success, and that means allowing it to shit into my bootay. Now, it may or may not have been in the same exact first part that I made this bikini. I think, I don't know, I'm going to put a card right here for you to watch it. I can't remember. This is my other bikini set that I've been working on this summer. Mwah, 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 mwah. Chef's kiss. This is perfect. I mean, I will say that now that I'm in a different era of my life, this is ever so slightly too much butt coverage, but it's not in any type of uncomfortable way. The yarn or like the way that this is made, if you can see, it kind of has like a V shape to it. So it just very nicely just right up into the cheeks, and that's what we need. So I'm currently trying to decide if I want to replicate this to a certain extent with this whole V situation, and then at a certain point just split off. I will probably do the V every other row also to help it not get so pointy. I think that's the safest thing to try. I already know that this is effective, And anything else that I try, it's just because I hate myself. And this is the last time I'm unraveling these bikini bottoms, because literally this is now, I mean, in terms of videos, this is video number 3, but I have unraveled this, just this back part, at least 5 times. It's actually ridiculous at this point. So join me on the adventure to make the perfect high-waisted crochet bikini bottom. That's right, these are high-waisted. I know I'm not trying these on, but hopefully by this photo right here, you can at least get a vibe for these. I don't have any photos in this yet. Because I am so clear on what exactly needs to be adjusted on this bikini bottom, I don't really think it's gonna take me as long as it has the past few times. Additionally, like, the way I'm planning on going about this will require far less yarn. Not far less, but definitely less yarn. So I'm looking forward to that, I will say. If you're curious how I make my crochet bikinis, I prefer to use a weight 3 yarn or smaller, and I really like to be on like the thin side of weight 3 yarn, as well as a 2mm hook. I have only used acrylic up until this point. I know that there's like a debate in the crochet community about whether or not we should be using I might actually have to cut this, about whether or not we should be using acrylic yarn, but this is my take. I think that I fully understand and agree with the environmental impacts of using acrylic yarn. That said, I also think that by nature, crochet is a very accessible craft, and one of the reasons why it is so accessible is because there are options for varying price points. Now, that's where I kind of like fall in like this weird gray area of the fact that like I have this brand that's at a very high price point, but I'm using these lower cost materials, whatever the fuck that means. And me personally, it's just because this is what I'm comfortable with right now. Once my brand reaches a certain level, I will definitely start playing around with some higher quality yarns. But there's so many different pros and cons, including lastability when it comes to switching your yarn, that I'm not necessarily jumping at the opportunity to have to relearn a whole new yarn, oh my gosh, I hope that I cut like the right thing in my haste. It had to be right? Oh, actually, no, that didn't. I need to focus apparently, but I'll see you when this is a ball of yarn. Well, the back part, not the front. Which is why I didn't even need to do what I did. This is why we do things. We think about things before we do them. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. I'm back to just having this little front part. I'm about to do a telehealth appointment, so just don't mind me. I was stupid. I did actually have to unravel the thing that I thought. I don't know what's going on with my brain. Anywho, it would appear as though initially I did 30 rows of increasing both sides. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do 30 rows, increase every other side in the middle. I think. Yeah, let's do that. Howdy girlies. I am back in an undisclosed location with my favorite kitties, one of which is very curious about my current setup. Anywho, yesterday, I think I last updated while I was waiting for my telehealth appointment. Let's talk about healthcare in America. Why? I paid $30 for a 1 minute and 48-second phone call to confirm something that, as a educated woman, I could easily read myself. And like, I wasn't going because I'd missed an appointment already. And then I was like, I'm just not gonna, like, they gave me the they were like, well, do you even want to do it? But then I have a prescription that I needed to like get situated. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. $30 for a 1 minute and 48-second phone call. I guess it's better than if I had driven in. That would have been annoying. And initially they weren't even giving me the option to do telehealth in the first place, but whatever. This is my progress, and I have a few concerns. Number one, I ended up deciding to increase in the middle every single row. Currently, the triangularness, we have another cat join us. Wow, wow. Okay, now I can see the cats. Miss Penelope and Ken. Anywho, that was chaos. That was definitely chaos. Okay. Anyways, my primary concern is that at some point this little dip is going to become too much of a dip. So what I'm considering doing is doing it every other row just so I can potentially keep it nice and rounded. Like, I don't mind if I have to deal with pointiness, but I don't really want the pointiness to exceed this, if you feel me. So let's unravel. I literally just have, I don't know, like 6-ish rows. I do in fact have some work to do today, but it's not a lot. It's currently like 11 o'clock and this is what's currently preoccupying my brain. So we're gonna work with this. Anyways, let's see how much I can get done. I'll probably work on this for like an hour-ish and we'll see if I'm liking increasing every other row in the middle. Okay, I'm officially like 16 rows in and I think I'm liking it. I think the thing that I'm having to accept is, in order to get the finished product that I want, I'm going to have to keep in mind that the back almost needs to be a little bit skinnier than the front to like a certain extent. Which makes sense. Like, if we think about a regular, more cheekier bikini bottom that you find at the store, then oftentimes the back is in fact a little bit skinnier than the front. So yeah, oftentimes I like, the thing about creating crochet clothing is that, number one, they don't have stretch. So like, when you're creating certain designs that are loosely modeled after clothing that have stretch, you can't keep in mind what the item, the non-crochet item, would look like off the hanger. You have to think about how it looks on your actual body. So I think I talked about once how, like, the first time that I crocheted bikini bottoms, I was like so confused because they literally look massive. I mean, like, bigger than your traditional bottom. And I was like, how is that exactly gonna fit me? But when you think about a regular bikini, bottom, like they're stretchy. So like, yeah, they might not look as big as they can actually get, but once they're on your body, they're all stretched out. And so with the crochet version, you're basically just making the stretched fabric. So I think I'm feeling good. I'm currently trying to decide, like, it's honestly like still going pretty well. It's like ever so slightly rounded. So I'm gonna keep going with this increase in the middle every other row. Probably for, I think I have like 11 inches of this. So I'm gonna do it for like 7 inches. And if it stays like this, then I'll just do it until the end. But if I feel like it's rounding, I will, if I feel like it's rounding, then I will switch to putting my increases on the outside. But yeah, I think it's good, and I think it's gonna do exactly what I want. Now, of course, with any of my videos, there has to be, I need to up the ante. So tomorrow, me and my friends are going to the pool, and how fun would it be for me to finish this? I did bring alternate bottoms, like I have the matching top to this, but I brought alternate bottoms for the slim chance that I don't finish these. But what if I did? So I don't know. I'm gonna crochet for probably the next hour-ish. I don't have a lot of work to do, and I'm still not necessarily in the mood to lock in. So we will see when I get the motivation to work, but for now I am very content with sitting here and crocheting. Check in, I guess, whenever I decide I'm about to do work. But yeah, loving it. Okay, it's currently 1:57. Everything in me wants to continue going, but I feel like I should pause and get my work done. This is currently where we're at. I think I did actually accomplish my desired 7 inches. Let's see. Tape measure. Oh, I actually got to 8 inches per. Okay, wait. I think I said earlier that it's out of 11 inches, but I think I lied. Yeah, it's more so out of 15 inches. 15 inches. So we have 7 inches to go. And I'm currently trying to decide if I want to keep with this increase every other row in the middle. It's still like very much so not super pointed or anything. So I think I will keep going. I do think I want to do like the final inch or so. It's just like a regular double crochet situation. But actually, let me like wear spandex. So let's like low-key try this on. We have Ken. He just woke up from a nap. Yeah. This is where we're at. Like I said, I'm just wearing like biker shorts right now, so we can just slip this on. He is going to play with this ball of yarn. Anyhow. So like the front is like this kind of, more so like this, and the back is like here. I don't really have a mirror. But I think I like that. I think. I definitely can feel that it is going into my butt. And I definitely do like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna continue exactly as I am for the next 6 or so inches, and then do 2 rows or do 1 row. Do 1 row of I can't decide if that last row, if I'm going to, yeah, I'll probably just do the same thing, but instead of putting the increases in the middle, I'll put on the outside. I think that's the vibe. Okay, I'll see you when that is accomplished, but overall, I'm liking it. Thank. My Iron logo. It's so. Hi, it's the next day. It's like 11:30. I've been crocheting since just about 9 o'clock, and I have in fact completed the back. My tension is a little bit, what's the word? Tighter on the back, so it looks like it's shorter, but it actually is the same length. I decided to do 14 inches worth of the increase in the middle every other row situation. It never ended up having too much of a point, which I'm very appreciative of, and I think the coverage ended up being pretty nice. It's ever so slightly skinnier than the front panel, which I'll show you in a second. Another thing that I thought of is so in the initial design, I had the tie going through the front and the back, and then you like tie it up in the front, like you cinch it up in the front, which was cool, fun, funky, and fresh. However, my big concern was if someone were to, I don't know, like if something were to happen to the tie. And it just wasn't, I think on the front, the tie situation works, but on the back, it doesn't quite cinch. Well, it cinches your waist in very well, but it doesn't, there's something missing in the back, at least in this high-waisted design when you go about doing it like that. So what I'm gonna do instead is, before I attach the elastic, which is gonna be the next step, I'm going to chain. So I'm not gonna use, this was the initial tie that I was using. I'm just gonna have the 2 ends of the tie connected to the back, the back panel, and then before I close the front like 2 bit, I'm just gonna like lace it through. And that's, I think it's gonna be more effective in terms of making sure that in the back you feel, you know, like it's already gonna be up your butt cheeks, but now it's great. So those are the updates. I told you my goal was to be able to finish this for the case that me and my friend to go to the pool, and I think I will accomplish that. So any other updates? Honestly, this went by pretty quickly. Like I'd never felt like I was in back panel island or anything. That's the perk of having a more cheeky bikini bottom, is that it doesn't necessarily feel like it takes as long. And I would say I'm now looking forward to remaking this in another color. I can't currently decide because if you've been following along, you know I've also been making crochet pants, and I'm trying to decide if for the purple pants I'm going to make them in orange or make them in blue as a second sample. Initially I was leaning toward the blue, but then I was like, okay, I should get out of my comfort zone and do orange, plus that's more summery. But now that I'm like really thinking about it, I feel like I should save the orange for when I actually redo the blue crochet pants, like the fully covered, the full coverage crochet flare pants, I guess. And I should use the light blue, my iconic baby blue, to make the second sample of the purple pants. Plus I will 100% wear the baby blue. I don't think I would not wear the orange, but I would more likely wear the orange if they were like a full coverage, not if they had like little mesh bits. Plus that means I would probably have enough yarn to make a blue bikini, and that excites me. I would probably make the blue bikini this white one, like with the fuller coverage front and then this high-waisted bottom. Those are my current thoughts. But anywho, it's 11:21. I'm currently waiting for my friend to wake up so I can eat. I've just been sitting here daydreaming what the heck I'm gonna eat. I don't know when I'll update you. I suppose we'll see. Howdy girlies, it's quite a bit of time later and I'm in a new location which you will hear about in some future videos. But I come here to say that I did in fact finish the bikini, and I think in that video I mentioned that I was trying to finish it in time to go to the pool with my friends. I did wear it to the pool, but I didn't actually like really wear it because we didn't really stay for that long. But this is the finish. This is the back of the bikini. So I did end up making the back. It's literally probably half an inch on each side, less than half an inch, but like maybe total half an inch less wide than the front, and I liked it. I will say I'm kind of like losing steam for making all these bikinis, especially as it's about to be entering fall. But whenever I pick this back up, which I will, whenever I pick this back up, I think I want to make one more sample that maybe, because I don't remember, I don't think I increased at all at the base, and I think I want to increase maybe like one singular row. Like I like it, but I don't, it's like maybe like the slightest bit too skimpy, in the sense that like I can't wear this. I would definitely not wear this around my parents. I would wear this with my friends. I don't know if I would, maybe I would, I don't know. Anyways, I know I also mentioned that I wasn't really sure how I was gonna feel about showing myself in it, but at least I'll put a photo here of just like the front and everything so you can see how it's all looking, the top as well as the bikini bottom. But yeah, this, if you're curious, has been washed, I don't know, probably around 5 times this summer. It still looks really good. There's no pilling, and that's with me washing it and having unraveled it, I don't know, like 3 times so far. I also really like this function, like the fact that the sides are closed and the ties in the front. It adds a nice cinch. Oh, the main reason why I redid these, the pro of this design is that it did accomplish what I want, and the fact that it does, your booty sucks it up, and not to a point where it like is non-existent or it's like really deep in your cheeks, but enough to where it doesn't feel like you need to be constantly like fixing it or readjusting it. It didn't really feel like it was gonna sag. So mission accomplished. I just want to make sure by doing another sample that I'm comfortable with this width. because I mean, all in all, it's kind of a pro to have it like this, in the sense that less material, less time. This took me literally no time at all. So all of that brings down the cost. So that's it for that. I think you're gonna see one more bikini video from me this season, just because I had one more in progress, and then that'll kind of be it for 2024 bikinis, most likely. I don't know, who even knows these days. So goodbye, you guys. Oh, make sure that you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm trying to be more active. My goal is to post on Sunday and Thursday to keep myself accountable, regularly recording things and getting inspired to make new things. So we'll see how long I can keep up with that schedule, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, guys.